All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It's November 12th. We have a lot of NBA games to get into. I feel like we're either, these videos have turned into, we either have 2 games to talk about or a million games to talk about. This is one of the million nights. November 12th, we have 11 games to get into, which we will do. Before we do, I want to let everyone know this weekend. So this is Friday's video. This weekend, we might be taking Saturday and Sunday off in terms of videos. Keep an eye on the community tab on the channel, though. We could find a way to get those done, but I am going away and won't be around, the office or my computer or anything like that. So just an FYI, guys, if you're expecting and I guess banking on a Saturday or Sunday video, might not be happening. But keep an eye on that pinned that community tab there. But if you're also thinking, Ev, you sound like crap, you look like crap today, it's because that's just the truth. Like, up early today, guys. I know sometimes I'm talking about how early we are getting up to do these videos. Today I'm like bolding, underlining, italicizing, all capsing the word early. Up early today, but it is what it is. We're getting these videos out when we can, everything like that. So let's jump into today's slate. First game on the board, we have the Knicks visiting Charlotte. The Knicks 1.5 favorites here as they travel to Charlotte. The total is 223.5. I think right off the bat, I say, whoa. I mean, Knicks coming off of a tough loss to Milwaukee, who's one of the best teams in the league. Not record-wise, but you're starting to kind of see that, right? And Charlotte coming off of a pretty decent win against Memphis. Like we talked about in our video. We called oh my God, I love them +5 that night. And they ended up winning and beating Memphis by 10 on the road. I think that this line's a little bit inflated when it comes to Charlotte's side of things. So I would lean New York -1.5. I like that number. I think that New York can just buckle down and beat Charlotte by, 5, 6, that type of thing. So that might make the final ticket. And speaking of final tickets, guys, you know what I always say. Check the pinned comment. The pinned comment is going to be where my final ticket rests, where everything I'm considering and everything like that. So obviously we're going through every single game during the video, but that pinned comment is going to be my final ticket, and I update it. And once it says final ticket in the pinned comment, that's the final ticket for the night. So if you want to know exactly what I'm playing tonight, or doing myself, it's just going to be in the pinned comment. You don't have to go to a website. You don't have to pay for anything like that. No, I'm just telling you guys it's going to be in the pinned comment. So I like Knicks -1.5 here, but check the pinned comment to see if I'm playing that, because I'm leaning there right now. I'm not fully on the Knicks side of things. I'm still debating, I guess, in my own brain. Moving on now, we have the Cavs hosting the Detroit Pistons. When I talk to you guys about, games that I feel like how could you ever have a read on or anything like that, like this is going to fall into that bucket. It's Larry Marketing also is out, and I think Colin Sexton's also out for the Cavs here. So it's taking the not two best, but 2 of the best Cavs, which sounds even weird saying. And they're out of the equation now. So the Cavs, who were 7-5 in the season, 9-3 against the spread, I don't think I can bet on them, especially as a home team too. Like that doesn't even change my mind based on the injuries against the Detroit Pistons. If you are and we had some people in the comments that were dead right. I said, hey, if you're betting, a game a couple days ago, I think it was Pistons Rockets. I go, if you're in the comments here, let me know, because I think you're a psycho if you're touching this game. And some people are like, no, I have a play on this game, and it's an easy play. And a lot of people hit. I'm in the same boat here. If you have a play on the Pistons versus the Cavs, I think it might be a psycho. But I don't have a read on this game. I don't want to force a pick to you guys just for the sake of the video. So I'm sticking away from the Cavs Pistons tonight. Moving on to the Celtics, my Celtics versus the Bucks. So much of the public is on Boston +2. Total's 213.5. I'm going to tell you guys, as a big Celtics fan, that biasedly is, I guess what I'm trying to say, would pick and bet the Celtics. I'm not touching them tonight. The Celtics are on, yes, they did lose to the Mavs a couple games ago, but they are on a run where they seemingly have turned the tables. They turned their season around. I don't like them in the spot here. Getting 2 points at home, that is a big deal, but the Bucks coming to town, that Bucks team is very good. I know that there's some injuries on the Bucks side of things. Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, Giannis is even questionable, so sure. If Giannis doesn't play, then I like the Celtics. But to me, so far looking at this game, it's a game where, as a huge Celtics fan, I very much will enjoy this game as a fan without putting any more, compensation towards it. Like, I don't need to be tied because my heart's already going to be tied to it as a Celtics fan. So I'm sticking away from this game. I don't like that number at all. I think that the Celtics, even being road or home dogs here, +2 doesn't seem like enough. I think the Bucks are much better. I can admit that. So I'm going to be sticking away from this one. Next, we have the Nets taking on the Pelicans. The Nets, road favorites here, -7.5. The total's 211.5. And honestly, I struggle to think about why this number's so low. The Pelicans have lost a million games in a row, and the Nets are, I don't know, they've won 8 of their last. Let's see, we got 1 loss, 2 loss, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this team is, I get that they started kind of inconsistent. You were thinking, oh, maybe they're not as good. A lot of teams in the league were in that boat. The Nets are just a good team at this point, 8-4, whereas the Pelicans are 1-11, -7.5. I get it, they're on the road, but I'm still strongly leaning, and I wouldn't be surprised if Brooklyn -7.5 is the final ticket I put on there. Regardless of, I know that there's some questionable injuries on the Pelican side of things. As long as there's no major injuries on the Nets side of things, I think I'm still gonna strongly lean towards Brooklyn. But keep an eye on the pinned comment, and I feel like I haven't said that much this video, guys. Make sure you keep an eye on the pinned comment. That is going to be where the final picks and everything lies. Next up, we have the Grizzlies hosting the Suns. Memphis at home, 1.5 favorites. The total is 220.5. This is one where, I look at and I immediately say, you know what? I like the away team, and I don't know if I usually like that sort of gut instinct. You know what I mean? Phoenix has won 6 in a row. Memphis has kind of, been up and down. They've beat some good teams. They lost to some bad teams. I do like Phoenix here. I would have guessed that Phoenix would have been the favorite in this game. So when I see that Phoenix is the, 1.5 dog here, obviously I'm going to lean towards them. So that 1.5 doesn't put me over there. That's not a huge number, but I wouldn't be surprised if Phoenix, plus a 1.5, or even if it gets to Phoenix pick 'em, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a ticket on my final ticket at the end of the night. But the only hesitancy is that they are the away team, but it's in conference, 2 Western Conference teams playing each other. I think I'm leaning Phoenix here. Moving on to the Rockets taking on the Blazers. The Blazers 6.5-point favorites against the Rockets. The Rockets have done me dirty. Or no, I should say the Blazers have. I guess both teams have when I've taken them, but I meant to say the Blazers have done me dirty. CJ McCollum is literally one player prop away from being a complete blackout. I'm going to fade him constantly. But I like the Blazers in this spot here. The Blazers are coming off a loss to the Clippers, a loss to Phoenix, and the Rockets are just a bad team, right? Is that harsh? But no, that's the case. So 6.5 points, I think the Blazers easily cover that. So I'm probably going to be leaning Blazers -6.5, even as the road team tonight. And I know, this could even help this, but Kevin Porter Jr., one of the more crucial players to the Rockets, is questionable right now. So I'm all over the Blazers tonight. That's probably going to be on the final ticket. But again, keep an eye on that pinned comment. Next up, we have the Thunder hosting the Kings. Thunder, home dogs here. They're getting 4 points. The total's 218. This is a similar game to, I guess, what we just talked about. I think the Kings are way better than the Thunder. The fact that it's not a double-digit spread is alarming. And I guess that just could be my brain being dumb, right? I'm like, why is anybody, a 4-point favorite against the Thunder if you're not one of 3 teams who are also bad in the league? So I don't know. This could be a trap game for the Thunder. I know what I've seen on social media. OKC's turning it around. Blah blah blah. They've beat the Lakers, San Antonio, and New Orleans. They haven't done anything that would surprise you. Oh my God, this team's great. No, they've beaten a beaten up Lakers team, and they've beaten up San Antonio, who's been inconsistent, and the Pelicans, who just stink this year. So keep that in mind when Vegas plays this line here. That's why I would lean Kings. I might be more on the Kings than most people here, but I don't care who you are. If you're not like, if you're not like a really, really bad team, and I don't think the Kings are in that category, then I am most likely going to take you if you are, 4 or less point favorites against the Thunder. Does that make sense? Like, this number's too low for me to pass up. I'm probably going to be rolling with the Kings tonight. No major injuries in this game to even worry about. Next, Spurs, Mavericks. Spurs, home dogs here. They're getting 2.5 points. I'll say this, I like the Mavericks. I mean, I've literally probably been on record talking about how this Mavericks team is inconsistent, and I don't necessarily totally trust them and anything like that. The Spurs are kind of the Spurs are almost a magnified version of the Mavericks. Like, I think the way that they've been playing, the inconsistencies, and the fact that you're only having to give up 2.5 points here. I get that they're the away team, but I don't think that's really an away game going from Dallas to San Antonio, you know what I mean? So I'm all over the Mavericks here. 2.5. Make sure to check the pinned comment to see if I put it in there, but that's a pretty confident play by me, and it's early today, but I'm already strongly leaning towards Dallas there. Next up, we have the Nuggets hosting the Hawks. Nuggets 4.5 point favorites at home. Totals 215.5. And you guys know. You guys know exactly why this spread is where it is. The Hawks are 0-8 against the spread at home or away, and 1-7 away overall. And now they might be without Bogdanovich. They might be without Hunter. And obviously, I think we know some of the drama that the Nuggets are, dealing with right now, but I don't know if I'm touching this game. I'll be completely honest. I think as much as I've ridden the fade Atlanta when they're away train now. We've done that. We've made some cha-ching on that. I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall. You know what I mean? Like, eventually Atlanta has to cover on the road, and this could be the night. Like, I do see them being a team that can compete with Denver, match up okay with Denver. So I'm going to be I know you guys hate when I say it, but I'm not touching this game. I'm almost waiting for Atlanta to finally be like, yeah, no, we'll cover on the road, and I think that this could be the night. So, but again, I wouldn't even touch Atlanta on the other side of it, right? So that's where the conflict is. It's like, okay, I'm saying Atlanta could definitely cover, but guess what? I'm not putting my money where my mouth is. So instead of just picking a side here, I'm being honest with you guys, and I'm stepping away. All right, we have the Warriors taking on the Bulls. Warriors 5.5 point favorites at home against the Bulls, who have been one of the best teams in the league this year. And, it's tough. The Warriors only lost one game. They're 10-1. They're 7-3-1 against the spread. The Bulls are 8-3. The Bulls against the spread are 8-3 as well. Like, these are two good teams playing each other. I think that line is, Vegas trying to trap people into the Warriors. Like, I'll admit that, but the Warriors, we have made some serious money on the Warriors this year, and I think that I got to back them at home. So as good as the Bulls are, they just lost someone due to COVID. As good as the Bulls are, I think I'm going to be riding with the Warriors here, even though that's a decent number to lay. Like, 5.5 points to a really good team is a decent number, but you know what? We're doing it. Next up, we have the Lakers hosting the Timberwolves. Lakers -3. And, even with, them being bumped and bruised and having, everybody on the team be questionable and everything like that, I think I go Lakers -3 here. Again, I've been successful this year, I guess, betting against Minnesota because they started the season decently. They were scoring a lot of points. They beat a couple teams. I think Minnesota has been inflated in terms of where people think they are. They're the same old Minnesota that we've seen in years past. So even without LeBron, if Anthony Davis is a go, I'm waiting on sort of that final, hey, he's good to go. But if Anthony Davis goes, I think that this -3 is a all-day play for the Lakers. I would never take Minnesota in this situation. So it's going to be Lakers or nothing for me, but we will see. Make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment, guys. That's where we're going to introduce some player props as well later tonight, and we'll give you my final plays here. But yeah, decent spread tonight, or decent slate tonight, I should say. It's funny, we're going between 3-game slates to a million game slates, but that's excuse me, that's what we're here for. So keep an eye on that pinned comment. That's gonna be my final play, but I will catch you guys in the next video. Let's make some bread tonight. Keep an eye on that pinned comment. That's all I gotta say. But before I have a coughing attack, wherever this came from, I am going to sign off here, guys. Let's make some money, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. And a reminder, to keep an eye on the community tab on the channel. I don't necessarily know if we'll have videos the next 2 days. I am going away, but we might figure something out. So peace out, guys, and yeah, let's make some bread. I'll catch you guys in the next one.